Hi, I'm Jimmy, and welcome to Excellent Minds Tutorials. Did you know you can create a report in a single click from your data without needing to learn pivot tables or charts? Yes, with Excel's AI, or at least the intelligent data analysis feature, you can do it. Now, in this video, you will learn how to use the analyzed data to do just that. Also, I recommend sticking around until the end of the video for a bonus tip on Excel and the newer AI in it that can do more, so don't miss that. So let's start. Okay, so let's begin with a data set. It appears to be a table of office supply purchase records. Let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, we have the first column to be order dates. We got regions. We got other dimensions such as representative, what the item is, the number of units related to the record, and how much it costs per unit. And then again, the total cost for that transaction or for this record. So normally, if you want to generate a report, you will have to create a summary table or what we call a pivot table for this. Now, for a reference on how to create pivot table, you may refer to the description. There is a link that I will be putting there for a video on how to create a pivot table. Now, so that's one of the ways to start with your insight creation. You go ahead and highlight your table, and then of course you insert your pivot table like so, and then you get to try to figure out what are the fields or columns to put in your rows, for instance, or what to put in your columns, and maybe figure out what are the values to put to summarize. So there's some work for you to do when you try to start creating a report. In this case, it's an office supply report, and then not only do you need to create a pivot table, but right after that, you will also have to create charts from here. Like you could pick from a column chart. Probably you could go to, try to think about if it's best to have it as a line chart, maybe a pie chart, maybe a column chart. So that's another part of your set of actions to get a report to be done, and then get the insights that you need to deliver. But all these you don't have to worry about it, because now I will show you. It's under home. It's the feature that I am trying to demo right here. It's the analyzed data. That's Excel's intelligent kind of an exploring feature for tables or data that you have. So let's take a look at it in action. The first thing that you'll have to do is to make sure that you highlight your entire data set for the subject of evaluating for insights. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything. And then, like I said, there's just one single click in getting this report done. And here's how you do it. Hit Analyze Data. This is under the Home menu, like so. And there you have it. Take a look. You now have on your right panel the insights that you need to assemble for your report. Let's take a look at the first part of it. This is the prompt field, which is very this is amazing because this is where you input your prompt and ask questions about your data. Like I'm gonna try asking this feature as to what order date has the highest total value of cost. So you can simply put in your natural language input. What is the order date that had the highest total value? And hit enter. And guess what? It is now returned the result as that implies that December 4th, 2022 had the highest sum of total, which is 1,879 dollars if this is a currency in dollar. And that's just the beginning of it. This is amazing. Now you are also given a suggestion down below. It's basically implying that what you just entered as a prompt for this AI right here is that you can simply use the phrase top order date by average total. This is an alternative, so it kind of teaches you how to engineer your prompt, if you will. Or you could have top 5 in order date by total as well. So not only does it teach you to limit your question to the highest total cost for whatever the date is, it also suggests that you try to generate a report about top 5, for example. Now let us take a look at the rest of the analyzed data. Okay. This is actually amazing. As you can see, it is also giving you a pivot table of it, or a summary table. Just like I said, you don't need to learn about pivot table on this because it already generates it for you and intelligently gives you a layout of the summary that it thinks is best for your data set. You're looking at a summary of the items category, like a binder, pen set, pencil, pen, and desk. They're grouped into these categories, and then they are aggregated in columns for region, it appears to be, and then their total cost right there is arranged accordingly, and then a grand total over here. Now you could insert this pivot table, and what it does, it inserts it in another sheet. You could rename it as you wish, but it saves it right there for you. If you're satisfied with that, then that's one item down for your report. Now scroll down further and you will get more suggested insights. And take a look here. Not only does it give you the summary table, but it gives you a line graph correlating order date right here against the total cost. And then you can already tell that there are some interesting spikes over here. So you can take a look at it. Again, you could insert that. It will go right ahead and paste it. Usually it does paste it right in the data set sheet. You have the freedom to also place it somewhere else, like in another sheet. But let's go further down. Here's another insight being suggested to you by this feature. It's called a bar chart. It's a correlation against units, the number of units by representative this time. So now usually if you don't see the labels here, that's fine, because all you have to do is just insert pivot tables so you know exactly who they are. Maybe just go ahead and click inside this visual and click a plus sign over here and give it data label. And there you go. Probably that's the only thing that is needed as an action coming from you. Just that little amount of effort. But there you go. You got Jones right here. And he appears to be having the highest number of units associated with his name. So let's go further down to the next charts that it is suggesting. It is also suggesting unit cost by item and region. You can refer to the title of the chart that it suggests to give you a reference as to what it is comparing it against with. Okay, so we are looking at the set of item names as a category, and these are unit cost based on the title right here. And guess what? Look, you have 39 more results to choose from. So that is really cool. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of these other charts that are, I think they are they are also very useful insight because, as you can see here, not only is it comparing the said dimensions I have given you earlier, but it's also from between unit cost and total, and then by order date. Take a look. You see the same spikes from the total cost as a pattern, but if you go down further, it gives you a highlight on the data points that you think you might want to consider in your report. That's amazing. It already intelligently shows to you what you can present. You have three data points that are that have some kind of anomaly when it comes to unit cost. There are three records that shows a bit close to 150, a couple of them, and another between 250 and 300. That's probably 270. So you have at least three data points, outliers, if you will, that you can it even tells you what the dates are right here. That's amazing, and it also tells you what the outlying item that is costing your business the highest purchase, at least let's see here, in the sum of total value. Okay, cool. And then take a couple more charts right here. You see that binder and pencil have noticeably the higher units. So not only it's giving you, binder as the top, but it also highlights for you in a bar the top two items that is costing your business. That's awesome. And of course, if you need kind of a pie chart, you have it here. Now this highlights region this time, and it's a great insight to focus on. That this appears to be the region that had the most cost in total. Oh, and also take a look at this. There's also even a frequency graph. Let me insert this for us to show you. So a frequency graph is actually a very good graph to also show in reports. This is kind of a distribution chart or histogram, if you will. We have here the frequency number on this axis, and then of course the grouping of the total. We have here the first group is a bucket ranging between 9 to 409 as a total cost, and so on. It appears to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bins or 5 groupings. So it summarizes, aggregates your data in groups to find out how good the distribution is of your data. So that is amazing. So it also showcases to your users, your data or your reports flexibility and usefulness. So that's awesome. Scatter plot. Scatterplot is also a great statistics chart for those users that you have that are interested in the structure or the stats of your data. So again, we have those three data points being highlighted as an anomaly. They appear to be noticeably, significantly higher unit cost, while the majority of your records sits between 0 to 50. So that really is impressive and awesome. You didn't have to even configure your scatter plot for it and understand where to plot it or to actually create it, and so on. You have a lot of distribution charts, and again, the only thing that you need to do is just select the ones that you would want to present, choose the sheets, name it, label it, format it, but all the heavy lifting for getting the insights created for you has already been done by a single click in the Analyze Data feature. Now, here's a bonus tip on Excel and the newer AI that can do more. But before that, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. Why? Not only do you get the latest educational videos in Excel, but you will also help this channel support persons with disabilities like myself. Now, as a person with a disability, I know how difficult it is to get support. But through creating educational content and sharing it with the world, I believe I have a chance to help. So, like and subscribe. Now, moving on to the bonus tip. You can add another AI in your Excel, and it is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a conversational artificial intelligence model, and it's developed by OpenAI. ChatGPT has been used in various applications such as chatbots, virtual assistants, customer support, content generation, and more. But now you can also use it in Excel. I'm going to show you. Okay, the first thing that you'll have to do is to get your add-in that will integrate your ChatGPT into your Microsoft Excel. It is actually called Excel Labs. It appears to be already in my spreadsheet, but in order to get that initially, you will have to hit this button that says add-ins. Now, it may take a bit to try to get those add-ins. Observe. There you go. And there you have it. So we have here suggested add-ins or popular add-ins. And then if you do not see it over here, oh, and by the way, you may see similar chat GPT tags and even names of add-ins that is suggesting to you. Those will not be the real chat GPT, but more of a add-ins that were created by other developers of add-ins. And they're not from Microsoft. And Excel Lab is actually from Microsoft. And to get that add-in, you will have to hit this Get Add-ins button right below, like so. And you will be given the add-in store. And it will try to load all the add-ins that are available for you to add. And while it's loading, I will attempt to type in Excel Labs over here and hit search. And there it is. Excel Lab is from Microsoft Garage Project, just to be precise. And it's an experimental add-in. And the great thing about this that it not only does it add ChatGPT, but it also adds a couple more amazing tools in it. So you'll just have to hit add, and then when you do, you get to have this menu item over here that says Excel Labs. Now, in order for you to use it, just hit Excel Labs like so, and you get to have 3 features already integrated and ready for you to use in Excel. Now, our focus is what we call labs.generative AI. It's actually a function. And because it's a function, it's something that you enter in your spreadsheet, and then it would return information. So let me show you how to use it. So first, let's get into a spreadsheet right here, and maybe create some values. So we have country, for instance. Let's say you have a data set of country, a list of country, and then, let's say France, and we have China, we got India, United States, and Pakistan. They're all in an array, and I'll make another field right next to it. I'll say population. Okay, let's say you're working on statistics reports, right? Maybe population will be useful for you, and then you enter it as such. So now that you got your table right here, or range, if you want to keep it as range, just go ahead and maybe format it this way. There you go. Now here's how you use the ChatGPT integration to help you out. You no longer need to download the population data for France or look it up somewhere in your sheets or wherever your data is for population is, because now with the AI that we've just integrated through a function called labs.generative AI, we can already return that value automatically. Isn't that awesome? First, let's talk about how to use that function and what are the arguments in it. You'll start to see, just like any function, if you enter them, it will give you some kind of intelligence or a guide as how to write it. So I'll explain to you each of the arguments. So start your function as always, as you do with other functions. Now, the moment you start typing labs, you can already see that it's already built in and recognized in your spreadsheet. So I'm going to hit tabs to go right ahead and enter this function into the cell. By the way, here's a description of it. You are actually invoking a generative AI model with a natural language prompt. That's amazing. You are actually prompting in your function right now from the resource of ChatGPT's OpenAI model for a value. So let's take a look at it. So I'm going to hit tab, and there you have it. You are now being asked for a prompt. Now, the prompt argument is your regular prompt that you do when you try to query or ask questions in the ChatGPT platform, or in their ChatGPT website. For now, you also have to remember that you put a double quote into this prompt because this is a type of a string, by the way. So here we go, a double quote, and I would say, what is the population of? I'll put a space, and then I will put I'll put a comma. Put a double quotes, because now I will append, or I will concatenate the value France in this case, which is found a bit on this side, which is right here. It's located in I3. Make sure you remember that, because that's the value you're about to enter. So now concatenate can be entered here. You don't have to enter the function concatenate. An ampersand symbol can take care of joining your strings, right? And I'm gonna enter in this time. It's a reference to I4, I believe. Let me scroll down a bit. Yes, it is. And you can see it's being highlighted in blue, which does give you the correct reference. So what you're looking at right now, it's a prompt that's starting to build, like saying what is the population of I4, which in this case it's France. So what this function will interpret is that you are asking ChatGPT, what is the population of France? Okay. And then you do not need to, by the way, fill in the rest of the arguments. These are just settings of the AI model that will, that can give a variety of results. And by default, you can leave them alone. So it's really just a prompt that you should be working on, getting better at. So right now, I can safely close this function with a parentheses. And by the way, please expect the result of this function in my spreadsheet to be an error, or busy, or no value at all, because I do not have credentials to ChatGPT yet in my spreadsheet. But in your case, if you do download the ChatGPT Excel Lab add-in, make sure that you have an account with ChatGPT with the necessary credentials, because I'll show you. Let me first enter this in. And okay, so normally if you have credentials, if your account is registered with ChatGPT to have what we call tokens, you're going to have a busy status in your cell, and supposedly in a few seconds you should get the population of France over here. So I'm just giving you a demo on how to use this. But for now, now that we mentioned about ChatGPT credentials and token, you'll have to create yourself You have to set it up, I should say. So in this case, it's Open Labs Generative AI, and then you will be given the following settings for you to configure. One of them is called configure API key. Now, this is what I was referring to, the credentials, because you cannot use this plugin directly without you having an account with ChatGPT uh, and some credentials to use their services. So, but normally you would, if you would be given by your organization, just put in your API key in it. For API key, just refer to beginner's guide over here to how to set it up. You have some examples of what prompt to use, and the arguments as to what they are. I just mentioned about the other arguments that you don't have to worry about. They are explained here further. And then some further examples that you can read on. All right. So this is amazing, right? This is basic an overview on how to use ChatGPT in your Microsoft Excel. Imagine the automation and the ease that it can give you when you try to return some information that are otherwise not available in your data set. So yeah, that's pretty much the bonus tip. All right, so awesome. If you find this video helpful, or if you have any suggested topics or questions, comment those things below. I would love to learn from your experience. And if you want to learn more about Excel and support our cause, you can also click here. Yeah, subscribe here, right in that logo of ours. Thanks for watching and stay excellent. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs.